What is up, YouTube? This is Post Credit Clarity, and today we are talking about X-Men 97 series finale and the entire series as a whole, as well as just tapping into what the internet is talking about. Zay, really quick, what did we think of X-Men 97 season 2?
Oh man, I think that season two, like in and of itself, is like a good season of TV. Like I really like again, I love what they do with the X-Men. I love how they set up some of these characters. Like I never thought that, Polaris would be a character that I'm fiending to see on my TV again, but I'm
Yeah.
fiending to see Polaris again on my TV. I can't wait for season three to come out. I do have like certain problems in terms of I feel like with Apocalypse, the whole Apocalypse storyline, like that, to me personally, I felt like we just didn't get enough time with that
Yeah.
because the first four episodes, it was like all Apocalypse, right? Like, whoa, this dude got crazy aura. And then five, six, and seven, they kind of forget about Apocalypse. They kind of like doing like side quests and stuff like that. And then they get back to the main plot in the last two episodes, and then it just made it feel like they kind of had to, rush a little bit to get things together.
Yeah.
But I mean, outside of that, I feel like for me that doesn't really bother me as much because again, like I think this with this show, I think one of the things that people don't really talk about a lot is that the animation is like incredible. It looks amazing. Like every single episode looks amazing. It looks like a comic book brought to life. I like these characters. I like these voice actors. I just like spending time with these people. So for X-Men season two, I thought it was pretty good, man.
Okay. Yeah, I would have to agree with you. I think X-Men season 2 was better than X-Men season 1. I think the things that made it better
Hot
were
take.
like the.
Hot take.
Is that a hot take? I don't
That's
know,
a
bro.
hot take.
Because according to the internet, it's a hot take. But like, I think I love what they were doing with Apocalypse. I love what they did with Magneto dying. I loved how they made Professor X like mourn his lover. I love that
Yeah.
aspect. I love the fact that they brought back Gambit. Like season one, Gambit was cooking shit. But then to have him die, have him come back to life, be like possessed by Apocalypse's spirit, and then like fight through that to me was peak X-Men. So yeah, if it's a hot take to say that season two is better than season one, I'm standing on that. The one thing I would disagree with you on is not spending enough time on Apocalypse. Kind of. So I agree a little bit, but I do understand the need to, hey, let's do this story over here. Hey, let's do this story over here, and kind of like flesh out the world rather than hyper focusing on, hey, we got to beat Apocalypse every episode. And the only reason I understand that is because the foundation of X-Men 97 is that, hey, this is just like a cartoon, guys. Like we got to do other stuff. Like with every cartoon, if you look at like a Ben 10 or you look at an Invincible, two shows that existed years and years apart that have like different audiences, both of them do the same thing where it's like, hey, we have an overarching storyline for the season, but in between here, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna let up on the gas a little bit. So that to me, that's just normal cartoon shit. So I didn't really see that as like a critique for me at least.
It definitely is normal cartoon shit, but I think that with those cartoons, like back in the 2000s, we used to get 22, 23, 24 episodes a
For
season.
sure.
And like just with us getting nine episodes a season and it being like prime time kind of television with the streaming shows and shit like that, it's just it's just rough to get like one, two episodes. Even though like I think a couple of those episodes were definitely needed in terms of like the Wolverine episode, we needed that episode.
For
The
sure. We needed
Nightcrawler
the
episode,
Polaris episode to get her like
yeah,
in the fold of X Men and stuff. Yeah.
Polaris, we needed that episode. Nightcrawler, which, by the way, if you're a fan of any cool mutant, prepare for them to die in the season. Okay? Prepare for them to
Nah,
die.
hold on, bro. Because
Any
the
cool
way,
mutant.
bro, the way Nightcrawler, like the way they handled his death to me, like I was damn near shedding a tear
I thought
watching
that
this show.
part, that's the part of the finale that really worked for me. I
Yeah.
thought that was incredible. Like, for me, I think that Nightcrawler has never really been like a character, at least on the big screen. He's never been a character that like, okay, why should I like Nightcrawler though? Like, why
Right,
should I really
right,
be interested in Nightcrawler? And I think that X-Men 97 season 2 does a great job of showing you like exactly what his character is.
for
And
sure.
like them going back to, even in the Exodus episode where like Nightcrawler is like, he's like really trying to like he's like redemption personified. He's
Yeah,
like, listen, everybody can be redeemed at some point, and I'm trying to make y'all realize that. And then he for him to sacrifice himself to like complete that storyline, I thought that was really good.
yeah,
That was really good to
yeah.
me.
Nightcrawler's character is amazing. Like, I
Yeah,
think, I think people who are writers and people who create movies and shows, they want a character like Nightcrawler because Nightcrawler is essentially this person, like you said, who is constantly searching for this forgiveness. But the forgiveness he's searching for is like, please forgive me for existing. Please forgive me for making your life uncomfortable by me just simply being here. Like, there's so many times where it's like he's very clearly the nicest, most kindest person in the scene, and people will leverage how he looks and how he comes across against them. They'll be like, "Oh, you demon," "Oh, da 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 da," and it's like, damn, for him to have to deal with that and still sit here and try to be the best best person that he could be, and then have that culminate to him sacrificing himself to a celestial being, like, to me is like chef's kiss, cherry on top type of writing. And what makes X-Men 97 season 2 specifically so good is that that's not the only thing that's happening. Like, that's not even like the best thing that happened this season, and it's one of the things that made you like almost cry. There's so many other things that happened this season that make you like take a step back and say, God damn, they're cooking. That's why, again, going to that hot take, like, season 2 is cooking.
yeah. And I just hope at some point we do get some of these characters back because listen, I get that like we have to show New Mutants, we have to show whatever, whatever, whatever. There's a reason that every single time they do an X-Men movie, they start with these characters. They start with Magneto, they start with Nightcrawler because these characters are like the most interesting characters.
Yeah.
So I definitely if we get like a season 3, I definitely want to see them do like
Well,
a Krakoa arc, not season 3, season 4. Not season 3. Let us live without him for a little bit. Get these new characters in. But season 4, bring bring Magnus back, bro.
well, that
Before I
kind
get
of goes
mad.
into what I was saying in one of our earlier X-Men videos, where Apocalypse is like this end all be all type of villain. Like, the way that he has like terrorized the X-Men has spanned over generations of time. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? In like different universes and things of that nature. So one of the questions that I had in one of our early videos was like, post apocalypse, no pun intended, like,
this guy.
what is the villain? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we fighting against? And to me, the finale kind of approached that a little bit, because there was this idea, I forget if it was in the finale or the episode before the finale, where basically like, hey guys, you doing this to Apocalypse puts you on the radar of a celestial being in a way that you do not want to be. And the X-Men decided like, all right, well, I don't care, we're gonna do this anyway. And then to be faced with the celestial being and be like, holy shit, like, this is power beyond anything that we can comprehend, to me gave us a sneak peek into like, okay, what is the next big thing that we have to deal with? And maybe I'm looking too far into it. Maybe it's because I'm not like a super duper comic book reader like that. But when I'm watching the finale, to me the very logical next step would be like, okay, celestial beings. Like, that's the thing that's gonna get us to Kerrigan.
Yeah. So my opinion, I don't really think they're gonna bring Celestials into it. I think the fact that Nightcrawler like sacrificed himself, that they just, I think that just means they just close that storyline off, and we're gonna get like different X-Men villains coming in like season 3, season 4, and stuff like that, just to see like what's
But like,
going
how do
on.
you make me care about these villains when I just seen what you like? And obviously there is, with any superhero thing, is like there's this idea that they're gonna win. They're the good guys. They're the superheroes. But what I think X-Men does really well is that it's still there's still consequences to actions. Like if this were a regular superhero show, Magneto wouldn't have died. Like the only death in the entire Joan would have been at the end with Nightcrawler sacrificing himself because that meant so much to his character. So for me, X Men does something different than the rest of them, which is no, we'll kill anybody. We don't give a fuck. Like so, you know what I mean? Like so, to me, it's just like if you give us somebody that's clearly not as powerful as Apocalypse, I'm not. I don't know how you're gonna make me as invested in that. Whereas if you start going more and more and more and more powerful, then you're gonna get me back in. You're gonna be like, because I'm gonna believe that this nigga can win.
Mm. I do get that. I do get that. But I think that, in order to, create a new villain, every single time I think people will have this question about the MCU where they're like, oh, how are you gonna do a great villain after Thanos? It's just like, I don't know, you just gotta make the nigga menacing, make the nigga intimidating, make him
Yeah,
interesting as a character. And if he's, if they achieve that, then it'll probably work. But again, we got to see until season 3 comes out. That's like a question that's like a question that's like is you can ask it now, but like you can't answer it right now because season
yeah,
3 isn't
obviously,
out yet.
yeah. Until season
Yeah.
3, yeah.
All right. So Billy, apparently Twitter hates this episode. They think it's the worst episode of all
Yeah,
time.
you were saying that earlier. Like the internet is set ablaze. Like
Yeah.
they're not fucking with the finale, which
The
was strange to me.
I'm seeing tweets that are saying like, "Oh, this shit feel like it was the What If writers." I'm like, "What? You feel like it's What If levels of bad?" And
Are
I
they
didn't
saying
even
what if? Are they saying it's what if writers because it's not like comic book accurate? Is that what
No,
they're trying
they're
to
they're
say?
saying I think the reason why they're saying, and I see like the connection they're making, but I'm like, guys, we have to understand that, like, listen, the quality is different. We got to respect our shit, all right? Because in What If, a lot of the times, I think at the end of season 3, they just gave Captain Carter like every single power imaginable, and they just made niggas fight just because they wanted to see that shit. They was like, fuck it, fuck good writing,
Right,
yeah. Fuck good
right.
writing. We just gonna make these niggas fight with all the yo. There's a picture of Captain Carter. She has like the helmet of Hela, the fucking Mjolnir, and like the Infinity Gauntlet, like all of that is fucking crazy. They just gave her everything. Um, and they're comparing that to in this episode when Rogue goes, she gets to like the celestial powers, and then she defeats Apocalypse like pretty quickly. Like it wasn't even like, oh man, fist fight, oh they going at it kind of thing. Nah,
Yeah.
she just beat him pretty quickly. So my question to you would be like, do you feel like that's accurate? Do you feel like that's valid? Do you feel like that's a
To be
good
honest,
critique?
to be honest with you, would I have wanted like a Rogue versus Apocalypse, like a better fight? Yes. But the way that they handled it, I thought was perfect because we seen Apocalypse be this big bad mutant. Like every time Apocalypse was on screen, we got amazing scenes. Like when he first was on screen, um, facing against the future X Men, when he was on screen again facing against the past X Men, and then this time when he was on screen as Gambit fighting against Professor X, like that was a really good fight. And then to fast forward when it was Rogue versus Apocalypse, would I have wanted to see them like bang it out a little more? Yeah, but it was bigger than that. They were trying to tell a better and bigger story, which is Rogue and Gambit's like love story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Through obviously this apocalypse thing happening. So because they hyper focused on the Rogue and Gambit love story, to me I was satisfied. I didn't need the big fight because I got something else better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I do think it is like having just, Rogue just be like, okay, now Rogue just has all the power now and she defeats Apocalypse. I do think like in the moment I was like, damn, like I was kind of like missing like, damn, that's kind of all it took for this big villain that you set up like all over the season. But I do get that they were just going for more of a like, yeah, man, let's get this Rogan Gambit stuff, like let's get that back together. Like let's try to showcase this like relationship,
Yeah.
per se. So yeah, I think the internet is just like at times, bruh, it's just, man, you guys are. You guys, I think people turn nitpicks into like crazy critiques.
Yeah.
Like you can have nitpicks about a show, you can have like you can have things that bother you, but then to like turn it into what you turn it into is just like, what are we doing, bro? What are we
No, they
doing?
literally and this is the issue that I have with things outside of X-Men, like with just movie critique as a whole, which is like people will make molehills out of mountains or
Yeah,
mountains out of molehills all the time. To your point, they'll take the little nitpicks that they have and make that the biggest problem with the film or a biggest problem with the TV show, to the point where like if you were only listening to these people critique, you would be like, why should I watch this? This sounds like it sucks. And then you watch it and you realize, oh no, you guys are just losers. Like
yeah,
why? Like there's a difference between just appreciating what's on screen and watching something and being like, well, I didn't like this, I didn't like this, so that makes it terrible. It's like, no, you can not like it. You could wish they did something else, but appreciate what's on screen and you'll realize, like, nah, they fucking cooked, bro. Like, it was like the Rogue and Gambit situation was so heartfelt. Like, him hitting her with the Mona Me, like, oh, bro, it was like, it made you feel something.
yeah.
Like, yes, we didn't get this big old villain fight that we wanted, but what we got was just as good, if not better. You know what I mean? So, like, your nitpicks are a waste of time, and you guys are losers.
Yeah. And I do think a little bit of it, just like thinking about everything that happened behind the scenes and the fact that the guy that Marvel fired, Bo DeMayo, he said that a lot of season two is still like his ideas. And
Yeah,
like they're just like carrying out my shit. Like they didn't like change anything. In terms of season two, I think that a lot of the people that worked on this show were just like, man, let's try to get this nigga ideas out of here already. Let's hurry up and get this shit wrapped up so we
yeah.
can start on
Let's
our own
do a
shit.
post Bo Mayo era Marvel,
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
that was a question. So like that was a thing that was on my mind this entire season, is how well is this gonna be post him? But if you're telling me that season two was already mapped out and planned before they got rid of him, then I would have to ask that question for the third season.
Exactly. Exactly. We're just gonna again a lot of this rests on how the third season does,
Yeah,
because I will tell you this, season two has a little bit less viewership than season one.
really.
And a little bit less like, across like all social media is like it's getting talked about less.
You know what the issue was?
What do you think?
I could say the Jubilee episode. That was that was like the thing. I can guarantee it. You know,
Yeah,
they
that's
did
what
a
turned niggas off,
but
man.
they did a Jubilee episode way too soon, and niggas is like, "What are we watching?" I'm trying to tell you,
Yeah,
bro.
that's probably what it was. Has nothing to do with the fact that it took 2 years to release. Just
Nah,
Jubilee.
yo, Jubilee.
Jubilee.
Honestly, bro, I'm still mad at Jubilee episode. You know why I'm still mad at the Jubilee episode?
Why?
Because the next time we seen Jubilee, she was doing nothing on screen, bro. Like she had an entire episode dedicated to her. And it wasn't even really dedicated to her. It was dedicated to her in order to introduce us to Polaris. Like, so they backdoored a Polaris introduction through a Jubilee episode, and then Jubilee was like a non-factor for the rest of the season. When we saw her again, the most she did was like, "Hey, everybody, close your eyes," and then shine the bright light. That was it.
Yeah, bro. Niggas is saying niggas on the internet like, yo, we need Jubilee in the MCU. No, we don't, bro. No,
They
we don't.
said
We
that this
we
is your problem. You know what
no,
it
we
is,
don't, bro.
bro?
No, we don't.
It's Monday.
No, we
You
don't.
heard of like Monday morning quarterback, like
Yeah,
our
yeah,
armchair quarterbacking. That
yeah,
like you guys are armchair writing and armchair fan. I said this in a video like months and months ago where I hate fan casting. I hate fan casting and fan writing because you guys don't know what you're talking about. You guys suck. The only thing that you are good at, and I say good in air quotes, is looking at a product post like it being done and post it existing in the world and having your nitpick critiques. Like you guys aren't good at actually creating something, and it shows every day that y'all say the most ridiculous things in the world. Talking about we need Jubilee in the MCU. What is she gonna do in the MCU? Like, I think the best representation that she has for Jubilee FC is X-Men 97. And it's not even that good a representation. Like, if she's in the MCU, that's a waste of a salary, a waste of a character, a waste of time and energy that the VFX niggas got to put into. Like, you're torturing niggas by putting her into the MCU.
Yeah, bro. I think niggas were just struggling. They wanted like Asian representation. But if you want Asian representation, just go with Psylocke, bro. Psylocke's like way cooler.
Um, well, I was about to say something crazy. I was about to be like, we got Asian representation. Shang-Chi. Yo, support support Shang-Chi. Yo, if you want some Asian representation, yo, get out of
That
here.
too,
But we
bro.
got we got Asian representation, bro. We got Wong, bro. That's Doctor Strange's sidekick, dog. Come on, yo. We got bro who was the FBI nigga that learned the magic trick because he was hanging out with Ant-Man so much, yo. Like we got Asian representation,
Yo,
bro.
Agent
Like
Wu, I think his name is.
you something,
Yo,
bro.
if it's not Agent Wu, that is so racist for me. That's so racist.
Hey, yo, if it's not Agent Wu, bro, I don't know how I can edit that out, bro. That might just have to stay.
Because if you
That
bleep
might
it, it
just
probably sound crazier. It sound
it's
like I
gonna
said
sound
Ching
way
Chu.
more. Nah, do you get no? But Zay, speaking of Jubilee, bro, because obviously I hate Jubilee, but I do want to know like what was your favorite moments from this season? Because it's 9 episodes, 9 episodes of to me, 9 episodes of peak. So I know it's gonna be hard to pick out your favorite moments,
Right,
but
yeah, man, it's
if you got like
so
one or
much.
two, if you got one or two,
Yo,
let me know,
my
yo.
lobster too buttery. My bread too juicy, yo. So my favorite moment of this season is definitely the Nightcrawler episode and just Nightcrawler not just Nightcrawler at the end, like talking to Graydon Creed, who's like his half brother, and he's
Yeah,
like, nigga, is mercy like me keeping you alive or is mercy me killing you?
me killing you,
Yeah, and
yes,
saving all
bro.
the mutants that you're gonna harm. And I'm just like, bruh, this nigga Nightcrawler is incredible, bruh. He's incredible. Me personally, I just love a character that is just, man, no matter how much I hate you, no matter what you've done, no matter who you are as a person, like there's still something inside of you that I know I can reach, and I know that I can reach you vulnerably and
Yeah,
like try to help you see the light. I love a character like that. I love
yeah.
a
I,
character
I I
like
love
that.
a character that's like, I'm not gonna do the thing that you would do because that's gonna make me like you, and the thing that makes me different is me not making that decision. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like those type of moments for those type of characters, man, are always the best because
Yeah.
it goes back to who they are at their foundation. It like and that leads into when he was sacrificing himself to the celestial. Why he said what he said. He's like, yo. Like I know my death will mean something. I know because I sacrificed myself today, it'll plant seeds for tomorrow. He was cooking. He's like, yo, it'll plant seeds for tomorrow. And then the celestial was like, bitch ass nigga, how you know? Like what gives you the ego to even say some shit like that? And he's just like, bro, faith. And then boom,
I
I
was just like chills. I got
said,
chills from that moment, bro. I was like, yo.
bro, it was amazing. Nah, it was amazing.
But worst
Who
moment.
yeah, worst moment.
Worst moment for me. Ugh. Apocalypse called Charles Xavier gay a couple
Did he?
times.
Oh yeah, because he's like, yo, your lover Magnus. He didn't say lover, but
Yeah.
he
He said, "Your
insinuated.
beloved, beloved." That's exactly what
Yeah.
he said. Your beloved Magnus, and I'm like, "Damn, bro, come
He called
on,
it,
come on, man. Why you
yo,
gotta use slurs,
yo,
Apocalypse?
y'all are
It's not
so
even."
lucky. I don't feel like bleeping anything on editing because I'd have been like, yo, he really called him. You know what I mean? He
Called him
really said
something
some words.
crazy, bro. Called him something crazy. Um, Not that that was like a bad moment, but it's just like, damn, like, come on,
Like
bro.
rubbing it in, yeah, rubbing it
Yeah,
in.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that moment because obviously my most hated moment was the entire Jubilee episode, but my favorite moment happened when he was saying that, which is like the Gambit and Professor X fight. Like that was one of my favorite moments, and like it was one of my favorite moments because every time Gambit is fighting on screen and like he has to try, we see how amazing he is. Like, and he immediately becomes
He's the
like my
goat, bro.
favorite mutant. Like he's he's amazing. The way that
He's
he
incredible.
And to be honest with you, seeing him in these final episodes reminded me how much I hate the Channing Tatum Gambit shit. Because I'm like, bro, you not doing that though, bro. Like we have good Gambit representation, bro, and you're not doing like Gambit at one point. I'm not lying to you. Gambit at one point in my life was my favorite superhero, and that like slowly died because just the lack of representation. And then when we got it, we had niggas like fucking Channing Tatum. So
Yeah,
like, but to see like a good representation of his powers, a good representation of like what type of mutant he is always amazing. So that's why that's one of my favorite moments. The only critique I have of that moment is Professor X. We gotta start having honest conversations about Professor X, bro. This nigga is like always in the way, like a liability on the battlefield. And so
yeah.
his only move is to be like, oh, I can't fight you in real life. I'm gonna fight you in your mind. And then like every time he just tries to mind fuck you and fight you in there, which is like, bro, this is clearly like he's cheating. Like
Yeah.
he's cheating. Like during the last battle, he was in the plane the whole time, and he was like just touching his temple, like I'm gonna think my way out of this situation.
Yo,
And it,
Professor X doing like the two hand finger touch to his temple is like LeBron looking at his left hand,
bro,
shooting the three. It's the
literally,
same
bro.
thing,
And you
bro.
know what's funny? It's if but all my NBA people are gonna know it's ultra. That is the best example because during the LaFuck you three era, LeBron was the biggest liability on defense ever because he just like didn't care. He wasn't doing anything, and that's exactly what Professor X is. He's the biggest liability. There was multiple episodes where shit was blowing up around this nigga, and he just had to sit there in his wheelchair and just be
Yo,
a,
X-Men,
fucking
handle it. Come on,
liability.
y'all. Come on,
Yeah,
Scott.
bro. During the episode where Cerebrus or whatever the fuck this shit was turned into a robot, he was mad useless. The
Yeah.
nigga was just like, "What are we doing, bro?" So yeah, bro. Honest conversations need to start having. If he could walk and had like real powers, yo, Magneto would still be alive. You know what I mean?
All right, Billy. Final thoughts on X-Men 97 season two?
Amazing. Obviously, maybe not obviously because people be canceling stuff all the time, but I want to be able to see a season three, a season four, a season five to really lock in on what a post DeMeo era looks like, a post horny nasty Batman era looks like, just to
Right.
solidify this is like the best animated show out right now. Because to me it is, but we gotta get post horny nasty Batman era to really be like, no, this is the best thing smoking. Like this is better than to me, this is better than Invincible. Like, and the way that people gas Invincible, people should be gassing this up. So those are my final thoughts.
Hey, my final thoughts. Everyone that worked on the first three X-Men movies and the X-Men movies in the 2000s, and even that New Mutants movie that came out in 2021 that was dog shit. Fuck you, okay? Because why every single time I see my wife on screen, she's naked? Mystique should not be naked. All right, Mystique deserves to have clothes on and to still be cunty and to still serve like she did in the end credits of the finale. All right,
Yeah,
we're getting my baby back. We're getting my love back. You know, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wife. She's back. She's here. I thought she was here the whole time, but apparently not. That was like a long running theory that she was like Val Cooper or something, but I guess not. I mean, now she is, but you know,
wish she wasn't
you know what I
before.
mean.
Yeah,
Yeah, but she's back in season three, and I love that because Mystique is one of my favorite characters, and I feel like everything they did in those movies was like character assassination to Mystique. They like literally ruined her shit. So yeah, man.
go W X Men man WPCC episode. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're liking. Make sure you're following us on all the platforms. And you know what I mean. Just being on this post credit clarity journey, bro. We're shooting for the moon, landing on the stars, bro. And we want you to be along with us. So subscribe, like, comment. Let us know what you like about us. Let us know what you want us to talk about.
Yes,
And salute.
sir. Deuces.